I am going to attempt to go up the biggest climb in the Toronto area and hopefully set a KOM. Unlikely, because I think the KOM is currently set by a pro. But you know what? At least if I can make it to the top 1%, I'll be happy. This climb is the Scarborough Bluffs climb. It is an 80 meter, 1.31 kilometer climb. First half averaging around 10%, second half going around 3 or 4.
We've hit a little bit of a roadblock. As you can see, there are a lot of cars here, a lot of people. We have school buses, we have students, and the worst part of it is they're doing construction on the top half of the climb. So I think I might change my plans a little bit and maybe just try to go for the KOM on the bottom half of the climb, because there was a little bit of construction, there was a guy holding a stop sign, and I don't think the conditions are right. Not to mention it's really humid, but that's fine. I don't want to make excuses. I just think we might have to change our plans. So I'm going to try to KOM the first half of the climb. Maybe I'll try to average like 600, 700 watts for that.
Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. The kind of roads you'd break a bike on.
Okay, so while we're here, let me walk you through the original segment and the updated segment.
It's like cobblestones.
So the original segment, what we wanted to do was the entire Brimley from Bluffers Park. This was a 1.31 kilometer, 6.5 gradient. Now, the problem was construction and a lot of traffic.
Ooh, that's uncomfortable.
And as you can also see, the road quality, but I can't really complain about that because every other athlete who did this also had poor road quality. But anyways, this was what we originally wanted to do, but there was construction happening around over here before we could even get anywhere close to the top of the climb. So what we ended up doing instead is Brimley first half and then also Brimley bottom. Brimley first half is the first half of the climb, starting around the little stop sign here and then going literally to the 150 meter mark. So we're not even close to where the construction was. The other segment that we wanted to tackle was Brimley bottom, which is a 0.12 kilometers, literally 120 meters at 9.5%. So it's like the really steep section where the momentum is most likely to die out. 11,000 athletes completed it, only 12 meters of climbing, but this is the best that we could do with what we were given. The footage that you are about to see is me doing the first of the climbs. This is the one where I blow up. I'm going to put some dramatic classical music for your entertainment, and then after this I'm going to repeat the climb. Enjoy.
Go, 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 go!
At this point, I was pretty discouraged out of how I performed. I was not expecting to only go for 1 minute and blow up, and then I realized I didn't even make it to the top of this segment. And so I was about to give up and just call it there, but my wife convinced me to go for round 2. And so you're about to see round 2.
We're trying this again because I blew up, completely paced it wrong, only made it halfway up the climb. So we're gonna try this again. Just doing an eager mere 400 watts, hopefully. Try to get that done, because here's the thing about, potholes. Here's the thing about climbs. Everything's paced differently. This was supposed to be 2 or 3 minutes, and I went all out from the top, hitting over 1200 watts in the first 10 seconds, and then I completely blew up. So we're gonna go a little bit more humble here, a little bit slower, and hopefully last the full thing. Nicole, slow down. Okay, go. $500 watts. Slow down. %. Right now, the goal is just to make it up. I'm not even trying to set a KOM anymore. My driver is so far away. $180 beats per minute. Go, go. Oh, construction. All right. Construction. Had to call it early. Go right. Park there in the shade. Oh. Oh. We're done. Yeah, you can call it.
Needless to say, this was not even close to what I wanted it to be. But let's go ahead and review. This is what happens. You plan and plan and plan, but as the book of Proverbs says, the Lord establishes your steps. So I'll go ahead and start over here. Okay, so as we're looking at the climb here, look at where I decided to stop and turn around right over here. The segment actually ended right over here. So another 10 meters of climbing, which sucks. But this is where I set my maximum 1 minute power, which, okay, pros and cons, right? I didn't finish the segment, but I got a 1 minute power. And I think that if I just kept on going and didn't stop for another 10 seconds, I probably would have hit at least top 20, because that Brimley Road Hill, which, oh wait, not this one. Brimley first half, this is it. Look at where it ends. Right over here. And I stopped over here. That's nothing. 10 meters of climbing. That's nothing. I think another maximum 10 or 15 seconds, I probably would have made that. So here's the fun part is when you don't know where the climb ends, you don't know where the segment ends, and you stop prematurely. I guess the lesson here is don't give up. The problem was I was so burnt out because I went all out. So if I show you this 1 minute, which I'm happy I set a new 1 minute power, at my current weight, which is 172 pounds, what does this look like? We started off 676,000 watts. That's not accurate. 1300 watts, 1200 watts. And we just kept on hammering it. And by the time I was up and I almost called it there, I was doing 350 watts, 360 watts. So I think if I just kept on going for a little bit longer, like literally that's it. Right there's where the segment ends. I probably could have set a solid record, because if you look at Brimley first half over here, top 10 is a minute 17. Actually, I don't think I would have made it to top 10, but I think I probably would have made it to top 20, because top 20 is a minute 22. So anyways, sucks for me. That's why you don't give up. That's why you don't stop, but you just keep pushing. The cool part is I did get this 1 minute, peak 1 minute of 659 watts, which is I think around 8.6 watts per kilo. Now, the other part is because I hammered up the tiny little section here. This is Brimley bottom. It's tiny. It's really not much, but it's from where the parking lot's entrance is to the, 115 meter elevation mark. I was able to average 850 watts for 15 seconds, and I made it to number 4. And I actually think this is probably number 3, because Tony, you did not do this in 51.5 kilometers an hour when the next one was 42.1. That just seems unrealistic. He was probably in a car. If I look at his ride here, there's no heart rate, there's no power data. I'm a little bit confused. He probably just was driving or something, because that's crazy. Anyways, point being, this is more realistic. Apparently I'm the only one here with, me and Alex are the only one here with power data, but 1311. So I'm happy with this. That puts me 4th out of 10,221 people, which is pretty cool. I'll take that. Though it's nothing crazy. It's not like a huge climb. It's literally a 10% gradient for 0.12 kilometers, literally 120 meters, and you gain 12 meters of elevation. But got to take the wins that you can get. And then the second time I went ahead and did this climb was not my best either. I think I just wanted to finish it. And so you'll see Brimley Road Hill, which is the entire thing. Construction really slowed me down here, especially at the end. You can see my speed drops off considerably when the elevation also dropped off. So I should have been gaining speed, but I actually lost speed. And I lost power as well. 100 watts, 83 watts, 100. Like this was nothing. I wasn't even in my endurance pace anymore. So I think around here is where we started slowing down, and I kind of gave up on the climb, realizing we're not going to get this KOM. We're not even going to. And I said in the video, I'm not even trying to get the KOM anymore. I'm just trying to finish. And you know what? We'll take it. So pros and cons. Didn't get the KOM. I got 4th on one of the very short, probably the shortest part of this, and I set a new 1 minute record, so I'm happy with that. Can't get everything, but we'll probably try this again sometime soon when there's no construction and I'm not being recorded, so my heart rate doesn't jump high for no reason, and maybe we'll set a record then. Who knows?
Not the results that I was hoping for, but it's the results that I got, and I'll take it. I'm not a pro athlete, not a pro cyclist, and I don't coach pro cyclists, not even close. If these results are cool to you, then I can probably help you get similar results as well. And in the next video, I'll link over here. I'll show you how I was able to lose 20 pounds while putting 50 watts on my FTP, and how I helped dozens and dozens of CEOs do the same in under 4 hours a week through our leveraged training protocol, which my business mentor told me to call it 4-hour cyclist. So if that sounds cooler than leveraged training protocol in our 4-hour cyclist program. All right, my friends, catch you next time.